Hello and welcome to the News Cache, and myself and Marta giving you your daily roundup of gaming news. Today on the 13th of June I am bringing you some news regarding Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, Final Fantasy Explorers, Metroid 3D and 2D games, as well as Payday 2, a Crime Wave edition. So let's begin with Final Fantasy XIV, shall we, as the game director Naoki Yoshida has spoken to Pocket.Lint and saying that Square Enix is apparently in discussions with Microsoft about bringing the PlayStation and PC game to the Xbox console. But there is a bit of a stumbling block concerning the Xbox Live rules, which actually currently prevent MMOs from working across platforms. And he said, quote, "We really want to do an Xbox One version. The thing is, A Realm Reborn is all about cross-platform compatibility. Anybody from any platform can play together. We don't want to split our community into people who play this platform or play on that one. So we're currently in talks with Microsoft, trying to convince them that this is what needs to happen." And then he also said when speaking to them that a Mac version of the game is in development. Now, I think that Microsoft would be remiss not to take this opportunity. Of course, Final Fantasy Reborn is very popular, much better than the original Final Fantasy XIV release, which is a bit of a disaster area, and of course is getting praise pretty much across the board from both console and PC gamers. So I think Microsoft definitely need to try and bend the rules a little bit regarding Xbox Live to get Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn on their system. And I feel like Xbox owners who may not have access to a high enough PC or a PS4 even, definitely deserve to have it on their system, so hopefully, fingers crossed, they can reach an agreement. But of course, as soon as there is an update, I will let you guys know. Next up is Final Fantasy Explorers, which is a multiplayer RPG and is in development by Square Enix for the Nintendo 3DS. And this game will let parties of up to 4 people team up to explore the world in search of crystals and battle enemy summons. And the news did come via the latest issue of Jump magazine and was then helpfully translated by Siliconera. Now, players can choose from multiple classic Final Fantasy jobs as they progress, including the Black Mage, White Mage, Knight and the Monk, and each one can be equipped with a varied range of equipment. Now, obviously, as you might expect, the Black Mage is based on casting offensive magic, the White Mage is based on healing, and the Monk is based on heavy melee damage. The Knight is also then capable of protecting allies by attracting enemy attacks, basically working as the tank. Progression through the game will require strategic use of each job's strength, so of course is heavily encouraging teamwork. Now, the report did say that Final Fantasy Explorer is being developed internally at Square Enix, but unfortunately there is no information on the release date or whether or not we'll be seeing it here in the West. Now, I would imagine that if it is successful in Japan, we will see this release in the West. It is a Final Fantasy game after all. I think they are more than aware of just how much money this would actually make for them. I actually would play it myself because I finally got myself a 3DS a few months ago. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this comes out on our shores. I would definitely play this game. So take note, Square Enix. I think more people will be interested in this game than you know. So next up we have Metroid, as of course it was kind of mysteriously absent from E3 and has been absent from Nintendo's slate for a while, but you'll be happy to know that they're planning not 1 but 2 new entries to the franchise. So we have some comments from the Nintendo SPD head Shinya Takahashi when he was speaking to Kotaku, and he confirmed that his team would like to talk about both new Metroid titles in the near future. And he said, quote, "So it has been a while since released the last one, and we're having discussions internally about what we can do next. So at this point we have 2 different types of Metroid games. We have the Prime style of Metroid game, and we have the more traditional style of Metroid game. We feel that we do need to take care of both of these styles of play, and the hope is that at some point in the future we'll be able to share something about them." So while information is a little bit thin on the ground, to say the least, at least you know that Nintendo is working on 2 new Metroid titles, and hopefully we'll get some solid facts about them before too long. And finally, to wrap up this news cache, we have some information regarding Payday 2 Crime Wave Edition, as it has been confirmed for both the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Now, obviously it's called Payday 2 Crime Wave, and According to the developer Overkill Software, it's going to come with, quote, enhanced features and all the extra bells, whistles and glitz that you'd expect from Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Now, will it come with the DLC? It's hard to say, of course. The PS3 and Xbox 360 edition are receiving new updates and DLC, so it's entirely possible that if the PS4 and Xbox One versions end up releasing a few months down the line, it will be coming with the DLC, but that's just me speculating. So there you have it, guys. That is me done for this roundup of gaming news. I hope you've enjoyed it. Do let me know your thoughts and opinions on anything I've discussed in this video, and I'll see you next time.